Evening guys, welcome back to the channel again, and we are back with the Ultimate Racing League's Btcc Super Touring format on a Sunday evening. This is League 4, which is hosted by Hoppers, and we've actually got a few returning players here this evening. So we've got Callum Banks lining up on pole. We know what an alien Callum was. Obviously he took some time out, he's now got a girlfriend. Everybody was speculating that once he'd lost his virginity, maybe he wouldn't be quite as fast as he once was, but it's looking like he's still got the pace there, so we'll have to see how this round unfolds for Callum, but he is definitely a force to be reckoned with, isn't he? He's lining up there on pole. We've got Aussie Rooster, that's a new name to me. He's lining up in second place. We've got Kenny D, another new face to me. He's in third place. In fact, we've got the two Ferraris in third and fourth, the Kebab Mans. He's lining up there in fourth place. Dan Bailey, another returning face here. He's in a Nissan Silvia S15 GR3, GR4 even, not GR3, we're in the GR4 league here, in League 4. We got Big Mac lining up beside him in the NSX, that will be Callum's teammate for this season, he's in 6th place. We got Derg View there in 7th place, he's in the Jaguar. Angry Man is there in 8th place, he is in the BMW M4. In fact, we'll keep that view for a minute. So he's lining up in the BMW M4. He is in 8th position. We got Banksy there in 9th place. He's in the Lambo. He's in the Huracan GR4. We got Taz Tactic 10th place in the second of the two Jaguars. Hoppers is there in 11th place. He's in the Citroen VGT. And then Naif 2371. We're just going to call him Naif. He's lining up last but not least in 12th place. That'll be Dan Bailey's teammate for the season. So without further ado, should we get into this race? I think it's 3 15-minute races in this League 4 format. Obviously, all 4 leagues at the moment running slightly differing formats. Without further ado, let's get into it. So waiting for the lights to go out, waiting for the klaxon to sound. Season 12 round 1 is away. I think it's season 12 anyway. We're here on GT7 and Callum is going to take up the lead. He's done a good... In fact, no, Aussie Rooster going for the move up the inside there. So Callum taking a bit of a wider line through there. Maybe trying to not wear into them tyres too much around Alsace village. Obviously, it is quite a high tyre wear track. We had this one ourselves. And yeah, quite high tyre wear. So Callum has managed to retake that first position, but Aussie Rooster looking to go up the inside again, and Kenny D going up the inside of Aussie Rooster. There was a bit of contact there, a bit of door bashing, but he's got through relatively unscathed. In fact, no, he's given that position back, has he? So Aussie Rooster second place. We've got Kenny D there in third place. Kebab Man's teammate is there in fourth still. We got Dan Bailey still in 5th place. Is he going to make a move? He's looking to go up the outside of... In fact, Big Mac slipped through there. He's gone up to 5th place. No, he's gone deep. So Dan Bailey managing to get back through. He's got Derg View all over his rear though. He's in that Jaguar. He's trying to push him along at the moment. Still on lap 1 of Alsace Village. Oh, Derg View. He's at the barrier. He's come back. He tagged Dan Bailey. Not too bad there though. He's actually backed out and let Dan Bailey take that position. Dan Bailey losing a few positions there now. So Big Mac is up to 5th place. We've got Angry Man up there in 6th. Side by side almost with Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey trying to come back. He's trying to retake that 6th position, but Angry Man looking quite quick at the moment in that M4. I think the M4 did take a bit of a hit earlier on in the season, didn't it? Took a bit of a nerf, but maybe having a buff again, perhaps. Oh no, Kebab Man's. That was an unsafe rejoin, wasn't it? I don't think, maybe he didn't see what was going on and didn't see the cars coming through, but we've actually got somebody off there as well. Who was that? Banksy, Taz Tactic, Hoppers, Derg View. It was Derg View having a moment again. Naif looking really slow behind him as well, so I don't think there was contact there. I think Naif was too far behind to have caused... Oh no, Derg View, he's gone again. Naif nearly going as well. He's managed to take that position though. Derg View going the wrong way now. He's going to have to turn that car around. Yeah, you can't park there, mate. Callum, still up there in 1st place. He's actually managed to create a bit of breathing space now. To Aussie Rooster there in 2nd place. As I said, Callum, a little bit of a force to be reckoned with. He is one of our resident aliens. He's obviously taken a few, I think it's been a couple of months actually. He's not raced with us for a couple of months now, so rejoining in League 4, he's going to be making his way back up through the ranks. As I'm sure before long Dan Bailey will be as well. At the moment, Dan Bailey may be looking like he's a little bit on the back foot. But as I say, also Aussie Rooster and Kenny D and Big Mac as well. Also 3 names new to me. So we will have to see what these guys can do as the round unfolds. All looking like they're on par at the moment on pace. Callum currently with the fastest lap of 2:05.7. But there we got Aussie Rooster second place with a 2:08. Kenny D's in third with a 2:08. And Big Mac only 2 seconds off of their time. So maybe having a bit of a moment on that first lap. We'll have to have a look at the times after this lap for a relative, what would you call it, average. But I think these 3 all pretty much on pace with each other at the moment. Dan Bailey started to creep back up to him as well. He's made up a couple of positions. He dropped to 7th, but he's now back up to 5th place. He is in that S15, the Power Max liveried S15. I do believe he is running the Leon Scott Gaming and Motors logo on the front of that car as well. So thank you, Dan, for giving us a bit of an advertisement there. Angry Man. Angry Man's there in 6th place. He's been looking quite strong though, hasn't he, this evening in that M4. Can he keep the Kebab Man's behind him? Kebab Man's was up there, wasn't he? He was a bit further ahead. He's looking up the inside now, later on the brakes. That Ferrari is very good on the brakes, isn't it? But Angry Man coming right back against him. Is he going to be able to slip it back up through the inside or around the outside in that M4? You never know. 4.5 minutes in now, coming up to the 5-minute mark. As I say, I believe these to be 3 15-minute races. I think that is the format that League 4 is running this season. And we are here at Alsace Village, or Alsace, as people affectionately like to call it. Taz Tactic, they're in 8th place, still holding off Banksy, who's there in 9th. And that Huracan actually looked like it was quite quick through previous seasons, but maybe that's had a bit of a nerf as well. Although it does look like you're always trying to apply the pressure on Taz Tactic, but nearly losing the rear end because of that then. It's almost sliding there through that last turn. And then we've got Hoppers. Hoppers with a 2:08.8. That's his fastest lap currently. Sat in 10th at the moment, but still a little way to go. So maybe Hoppers, maybe you can get back onto the back of the rest of the field. You can see they're quite close together still. Obviously the front 4, I think, have managed to break away from the rest of the pack. But there's still some positions to be made there, Hoppers. Come on, lad. You can do it. Dirge View, after that, he had a bit of a start. I think he'd want to write off. Want to go for a meeting with Barry early on in the round. Everybody likes to meet Barry, don't they? Likes to have a cuddle with a big man, but it's definitely cost him. He's managed to get back past Nath now, but he's got a lot of work to do, hasn't he, to be able to get onto the back of Hoppers now. His fastest lap, actually a 2:05.1. And Callum's actually gone faster. Callum's fastest lap now is a 1:59.7. So absolutely flying now is Callum. And here's Nathan. Nathan's suffering with some damage on the front of that S15. You can see it there on the bumper. You can also see it on the graphic on the bottom left. And in fact, it's just gone now. So Callum still out in first place, looking like he's on a bit of a Sunday drive at the moment. He's not being challenged by anyone, so he can just concentrate on bringing that car home. He's going to be keeping it consistent as we come up to the 7.5 minutes mark. Nearly halfway through this first 15-minute race. And he certainly hasn't put a foot wrong yet, has he? So he did a 1:59.7, which was his lap number 2. Lap number 3 was a 2 minutes .866. So maybe trying to bring them tyres back into that temperature window so he can keep churning out them laps. But to be fair, if he keeps it at a 2 minute, nobody's going to catch him, are they? Let's be honest. So he crosses the line to start lap 5. And another 2 minute lap for him. Got Aussie Rooster, he's just done a 2:014. Still currently in second place with Kenny D trying to chase him down. Kenny D's last lap was a 2:02.2, but his lap before that was a 2:01, so I think it was almost identical. Oh no, 2:014 is Aussie's fastest, 2:017 being Kenny's. And then we'll go back to Big Mac, who is there in 4th place, in a little bit of no man's land at the moment. I think within a couple of laps, though, he might be within striking distance of Dan Bailey, who's just behind him. His fastest lap currently, Big Mac's, is a 2:015. Dan Bailey's fastest lap actually only a 2:029. So maybe Dan Bailey just not feeling too comfortable around Alsace in this first race here this evening, but maybe the track conditions, the time of day, obviously differing times of day for all 3 races. So you'd expect different track conditions, not positions. Angry Man, still there in 10th place, 6th place even. I don't know where I got 10th from. I need to go to Specsavers, clearly. He's still there in 6th place, so that'll be some decent points if that's where he keeps it. He's managed to break away from Kebab Man's now, who is there in 7th place. Kebab Man's is starting to be pressured now by Banksy. In fact, he has been for the last couple of laps, hasn't he? Banksy closing right up and then dropping off again. So I think fairly evenly matched. Kebab Man's and Banksy. Taz Tactic is there in 9th place. Looking like he's having a bit of a nightmare at the moment. Oh no, Hoppers! Hoppers, he meets the barrier! He's going to lose that position to Dirge. Dirge, here he comes. Here he comes. Can he get through? And he has managed to get through. Hoppers tried covering the inside line, but just he lost too much momentum, hadn't he? Can he come back against Dirge Vudo? Can he retake that 10th position? Come on, Hoppers, lad. So Dirge View, I think, also making his debut here this evening, or maybe he was here last season, I'm not too sure. Nath, still there in 12th place. He's picked up some more damage to that car, and actually a 1 second penalty as well, so that isn't going to help him in his efforts at all. Having a bit of an unlucky race at the moment in that S15. And there he goes, he slows down to take his penalty. And he'll be on his way again. So Callum, excuse me, putting in a consistent 2 minute laps. Lap 3, 4 and 5, all 2 minutes. Just over. Absolutely dominating this first comeback race, and it's good to have him back. It's nice to have you back, Callum. Welcome back. Aussie Rooster some way off the back of Callum now. I don't think he's going to be able to close that gap, even though they're on the same tyres. I think he's actually suffered with a bit more tyre wear, so maybe Callum looking after them tyres a little bit better than Rooster has. So Rooster comes across the line for the 7th time, for the 6th time, start lap 7. Kenny D following him there in 3rd place. He's actually starting to catch him now as Kenny, so maybe Kenny able to make up another position before the end of the race, or surely there will be a battle for that 2nd position. The Big Mac Big Mac still there in 4th place, and Danny Bailey actually looking like he's dropped a little way off the back now. He was closing that gap, wasn't he? But looking like he's just trying to focus on finishing the race now. He's actually chose to run the mediums in the first race. I think the tyre rules for League 4 is you have to run the mediums in one of the 3 races. So Dan Bailey choosing to get him out of the way nice and early. He'll be on the sauce for the next 2. And again, welcome back, Dan Bailey. Nice to have you back on board again. I'm sure before long you'll be making your way back up through the leagues. Kebab Man's there in 6th place. Definitely in some no man's land now, isn't he? Kebab Man's. He's got quite a bit of work to do in the final dying stages of this race if he wants to get onto the back of Dan Bailey, but I think it's too little too late at this point. He's managed to break away from Banksy though. Banksy was giving him a lot of hassle, wasn't he? He was all over his rear and dropping off somewhat now though. It's got to be a good 10 seconds behind now maybe, I'd say. Angry Man. He's lost. Has he lost a position? I think he has lost a position, hasn't he? He's gone down to 8th place now. Dirgeview managing to make his way up to 9th. But again, I'm not sure that gap's close enough for him to make up another position. Hoppers has now dropped off the back of Dirgeview, so he was trying to come back, wasn't he? After that moment, but yeah, he's back into the top 10, but unfortunately, not going to make up any more positions. Taz Tactic down to 11th now, so I'm not sure what happened to him. He must have had a mishap somewhere. And Nath all the way down in 12th. I think he's just been lapped as well by the race leader. And here he is, Callum Callum Banks. He's going to make it 1 out of 3 in this first race. And this is actually the final lap now. He's putting in purple sectors as well, so looking like he's pushing on the final lap to maybe try and bring that lap time down so he can secure that extra point. And I think with obviously putting the car on pole, that fastest lap in first place, I think Callum will be on 22 points after this race. So if he manages to do the same, oh, he won't get pole, will he? Oh yeah, he will. But I don't think you get a point for pole for the second race. I'm not too sure. But potentially, if it is the same as the round 1 points, then Callum could potentially get a total of 66 if he was to get the win in all 3 and take fastest lap and pole. So Aussie Rooster, he's going to come home to finish in 2nd place. That'll be a great outing there for Aussie. I think he's going to be happy with that. Nice first race there for Aussie. Not too many moments, and he brings it home in 2nd. Kenny D is going to finish in 3rd place. Big Mac, he's going to bring it home in 4th. So he made a few positions, didn't he? Starting a little way down the pack. Dan Bailey, he's going to bring home in 5th place. Well done, Dan. Top 5. Kebab Man's. Here he comes to bring it home in 6th place. Banksy, 7th. There we go, he comes across the line now. Oh no, who's out in the background? I think Angry Man has managed to take that position as he against Nath. Oh, Nath was getting lapped anyway, so Angry Man is finished in 8th place. Dirgeview is 9th. Hoppers in 10th. Taz Tactic, 11th. And who was it? Nath was in 12th. Just a little note to, I think it's Hoppers who runs the league. Can you just extend the end of the race time slightly, please, buddy? Just so I can get the finish the run down through the grid. But yeah, that was race 1, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. I will be back with race 2, and I will see you there. I've been your boy Vex. Good night.